ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः।
Dear friends, welcome back to the study of the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. We had spent quite some time during our last discourse having a bird's eye view of all the previous 4 chapters. Now, the first shloka of the 5th chapter is very, very, very interesting. Arjuna Uvacha, having heard all that Sri Krishna had said, especially in the last 2 shlokas of the 4th chapter, Arjuna is in a quandary. He is not yet sure what is the goal and what is the procedure to reach the goal. And being a mouthpiece of all of us for ages to come, Sri Krishna chose Arjuna as a mouthpiece of the human society at that time and for times to come, till 2 people walk on this earth. He represents the humankind with its questions. And Arjuna is very honest about it. He doesn't try to hide his ignorance. So what does he ask in the 5th chapter, the introduction of the 5th chapter? Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna asks, speaks. What does he say? Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punarjogam cha sangsasi jat shreya etayor ekam tanme bruhi shunishchitam. Very simple Sanskrit, one can very readily understand. What does he say? Karmanam sannyasam. Sannyasa is total rejection. Something which does not remain in me, something which does not come to me, near to me, something which is absolutely away from me. Karmanam sannyasa. At one point of time, during the previous studies, you can find out for yourself, there are jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyoshayasi keshava. Hey Keshava, if Sankhya Yoga is better than Karma Yoga, that is, Atma Vidya is better than Karma Yoga, why are you asking me to carry on with this warfare? Why don't I run away to the hills and the forests and become a monk, a sannyasin? That was the concept of sannyasa, to run away from the duties and live an excluded life in the hills and the forests and the dales. Again, Sri Krishna says, na karmana manarambhat naishtarmam purushoshnute na cha sannyasanati va siddhir samadhigacchati. Well, then Arjuna, be absolutely certain, without knowing the art of performing your duties in life, you are not fit to be a sannyasi. The very concept of rejection, you are not worthy of it. You have to go through this. Then again he says, Aruruksho munir yoga karma karanamuchyate. Yogarurasya tasyaiva samah karanamuchyate. All these courses we have studied in great detail. And he says, now tasmat ajnana sambhutam ristham jnanasinatmanaha chitva enam yogam atishta uttishta dhananjaya. Therefore, I conclude that, look, you destroy this doubt in your mind between karma yoga and sannyasa, sankhya yoga, and get hold of yourself, have total control of yourself, and arise awake and perform your duties of life. Yogam atishta, be established in the concept of karma yoga, and then you arise, awake, and stop not till you reach your goal through performance of your duties. We have studied all these shlokas in great detail, and Arjuna, a very honest, sincere, devoted student, he asks him again, Sannyasa karmanam Krishna. Hey Krishna, you have been telling about karma sannyasa, rejection of performance of duties. Punarjogam cha samsasi. And in the same breath you say, you must perform your duties in life in a correct and proper manner. So, to me, I am in a dilemma. What do you want me to do? This or that? This is his dilemma. This is his doubt. And he, without batting his eyelids, without being ashamed of himself, that he's continuously asking questions as if he's a dull-witted person. But he is asking questions for our clarity, so that I can understand properly, a student of the Gita, what it is all about. Jat Shreya, good, better, best. Shreya, Shreyan, Shreshta. Of these two, which is the better? Please kindly, tan me bruhi, please kindly explain to me, speak to me, shunishitam, without any riddle, without any enigma, without any ambiguity. That is how the 5th chapter starts. And the chapter is nomenclatured as, known as Sannyasa Yoga, Vishada Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, the 4th, and the 5th is Sannyasa Yoga. So he starts, between Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa, whichever is the better, please kindly tell me in a manner that I have no doubt, in an unambiguous manner. That is how the 5th chapter starts. That is, it means Arjuna has heard. Arjuna has heard, Arjuna has listened, Arjuna has tried to understand all that Sri Krishna has been saying. But he has not yet been able to reach the bottom where he is absolutely doubtless. Now here we must be very clear. If there is a doubt, I have no motivation. Whether I'll reach that place by this road or not, I have a doubt. The doubt will demotivate me. I'll not be able to go forward till I'm sure that this road will lead me there. So if there is a doubt in your mind, there could be no motivation. Therefore, you have to be doubtless. Firstly, what is your goal? And secondly, how to reach that goal. All of us, we want peace of mind. We want to live in peace, in happiness, in joy, in a tranquil state, undisturbed joy. That is what we want. That has to be perfect. And when that is perfect, this is what I want in my life. Nothing that the world assures me, and the world makes promises, but the world does not have the capacity to fulfill the promise. And if at all it does, it is temporary. This comes from deep observation of the world and world situation. I want this, I move along, world promises me, and ultimately I find it's all breaking down into pieces. The world promises, world tantalizes, the world tempts you, but the world cannot keep its promises. So firstly, we must be absolutely determined. This is the goal of our life. And what is the goal of our life? Atyantika dukkha nivritti parama sukha prapti. Students of the Vedanta Sara would know that is the goal. What is that goal? Moksha, mukti, liberation, salvation, freedom. From what? Atyantik dukkhasya nivritti. Today I know what is sadness, what is misery, what is unhappiness, what is deep, deep sorrow. I know all that. The Vedanta says, or the philosophy says, or all the religions say, that listen to me, I will take you there, where not only there is no trace of sadness, the very concept of sadness will totally disappear from your mind, from your being. And you don't remain hollow, you don't remain empty. You are filled up with Parama Sukha Prapti, sublime experience of happiness, tranquility, joy, and divine ecstasy. I promise you I will reach you there, provided you educate yourself in this manner. So coming back to the study here, Arjuna is now in such a situation, he's burning in grief that he has no solution in front of him and he does not want to do his duties of life. That is, to fight for righteousness, defending the faith, equity, fair play. He is not prepared to pay the price for it. At the same time, his conscience says, you are running away from your duty. And he is being torn into pieces. So here, the question is extremely appropriate. Please tell me clearly what I must do and how I am going to perform it. Shunishchitam. Nishchitam means without any doubt, any hesitancy, without any duality, without any ambiguity. Tell me, so that I can follow. This is how the first shloka starts. Let us read the second shloka. God immediately replies. Sri Krishna knows where he has gone wrong, where is Arjuna lacking in proper understanding. What is that? Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Sri Krishna repeats again. What does he say? Sannyasa karma yogascha nisreyasha kara ubho. That is, sannyasa, as I've explained to you, and karma yoga, as I've explained to you, both of them are nisreyasha kara. Nisreyasha is mokshakari, mokshadayi. Mukti, moksha. Both of them leads to the same goal. Tayostu, but as you asked me to tell you precisely which is better for you, tayostu karma sannyasat, between the two, karma sannyasa and karma yoga, karma sannyasat vishishyate is better. So let me paraphrase this shloka. Sri Krishna says, karma yoga and karma sannyasa, both of them lead to the same goal, moksha and mukti. But for you, Arjuna, you have asked me to tell you specifically, without any doubt and ambiguity. Let me tell you, Arjuna, between karma sannyasa and karma yoga is a better path, a better way to reach nisreyasha, that is moksha, mukti. So it is categorical. There is nothing more to say. Now, dears, let us stop here. This is how Sri Krishna explains according to the traditions and the thought processes that were prevalent in that time society 3,000 years ago. And we are reading the Gita today. The society has changed fundamentally. And in between, many incarnations have come, and they have said what has to be said according to that time of society, what is better, what is best, what is not so good, and what is good. And there are so many faiths and so many beliefs, and we have inherited all that. Because of our printing press and our media and etc., we have a nodding acquaintance with all these faiths and beliefs. Now, what is it to be understood in the present day? And in the present day, let us see what Sri Ramakrishna has said through his mouthpiece, Swami Vivekananda. In the preface, introduction of the Yoga Sutra, Swamiji says, each soul is potentially divine. Purpose of religion is to manifest that divinity which is already within man, within humans. Do it by karma, do it by yoga, do it by bhakti, do it by jnana. For heaven's sake, do it and be free. That is the end all and be all of religion. Each one of them is a direct and independent means to realization. Nisriyasha kara ubhau. Here is the highest common factor. Karma sannyasa and karma yoga, both of them, if performed correctly, ekamapi astita samyak ubhayor bindate phalam. You will read in the next two slokas. So what does he say? If you can do it correctly, properly, perfectly, thoroughly, any one of them, they will reach the destination that is Nisriyasha, Moksha, Mukti, liberation, emancipation, freedom, realization. Now, dears, for us, karma and karma sannyasa, to perform and not to perform. And they lead to the same goal. So it is absolutely contradictory as day and light to me. I don't understand what it means. Therefore, the concept of ordinary karma that we perform day to day and the concept of karma yoga has to be properly understood. And that is why the work of Swamiji, known in a booklet as Karma Yoga, is extremely important for a person to understand what is Karma Yoga and how Karma Yoga leads to the same goal as Bhakti Yoga, as Raja Yoga, as Jnana Yoga does. This is what we must try to understand, whether we read the Bhagavad Gita or whether we read the Bhagavatam or read the various beliefs and faiths of various denominations, or we read the Upanishads and etc., or we read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Gospel of the Holy Mother, and the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Because Swami Vivekananda was brought in the scene by Sri Ramakrishna to be his mouthpiece to the world, and Sri Ramakrishna has said in his own words, Swami Vivekananda will be a world teacher. Naren will be the teacher of humanity. Naren Lokashikha Dibe. Naren will be the teacher of humanity, a world teacher, a world mover. Now let us see. We'll stop here today once for all, because Sri Krishna will explain to you later on. But his way of explanation is very difficult for us to understand. So let us see how Swamiji explains this concept, that is Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa. Both of them lead to emancipation, realization, moksha, liberation, and mukti, freedom. Let us see. Now, let us come back to our own lifestyle. I am a living organism. I am a human being. All of us are. And we are active because life and activity are obverse and reverse of the same coin. They are synonymous. As long as all activities continue in my body, I am alive, and when it is not, I am dead. So life cannot be possible to live without any activity. So life can be defined as incessant activity, continuing activity. And we are continuously active. When I say I am doing nothing, that means I am doing something which I call as nothing. I am doing nothing. I am doing something. I am doing nothing. I am doing something known as nothing. This is what it is. So what am I doing? Somehow or other, because of my past accumulated sanskaras from the previous birth and the way of life that I am brought in here, whenever I work with an expectation of particular result. Unmotivated activity is not possible. So expectation in my mind that I will achieve this makes me do something. Let me make myself an example as of now. We are studying the Gita. I am trying my very best to explain to you. If I am not alert, if I am not a practitioner of karma yogi, if I am acting, then what is happening while talking and explaining? Deep within myself, unknown to myself, a grain of expectation is forming. What is that expectation? After the talk, you will come and tell me, oh, it was wonderful. Or somebody may come and tell me, Swami, you made an effort to make me understand, but somehow or other it went above my head. Two opposite opinions. One opinion is fulfilling my expectation. You understand. And you understand and you appreciate and you come and tell me, oh Swamiji, it was wonderful. And what happens to this Swami? He hits the ceiling with joy. Oh, he has understood. I am happy. And somebody honestly and sincerely comes and tells me, Swami, I didn't understand. What happens? Swami's expectations are not fulfilled. Swami falls on mud with a thud. Totally disappointed, depressed. And the next step is, that boy is a stupid ass. It starts. Now, what is happening? We are expecting a return of our activity. Because of that expectation, I am making myself a slave to your opinion. If my expectation is fulfilled, I hit cloud 9. And my expectations are not fulfilled, I am depressed and disgusted. Your opinion makes me swing like a pendulum. I make myself a stupid ass, expecting your opinion will always be positive and I'll be in cloud 9. But it doesn't happen in the world. This is karma bhoga. I will use literal Sanskrit word so that once for all you understand. Karma bhoga means I am performing my duties of life. As because I am not practicing karma yoga, I am opening myself. Bhoga means sufferance, experiencing things of the world like a pendulum between pleasure and pain, happiness and sadness, ecstasy and misery. Karma bhoga, I am suffering. I am creating the cause of sufferance by being an ordinary karmi, not a karma yogi. And what is karma yoga? Keep a sharp eagle's eye, a watch on your mind. Whatever I do, I will expect nothing from this world. Immediately, the modern thinkers, intellectuals, the psychologists will come and say, unmotivated activity is not possible. It is true. Expectation is my motivation. That is why I am working as a karma bhogi. What is then karma yogi? Karma yogi is a person who has seen through this game, who has absorbed the idealistic teachings of the scriptures, have understood the secret of spiritual life. He says, when I am active, I am physically involved, I am emotionally involved, I am rationally involved, and I am egoistically involved. 4 types of involvement makes me to work. And I am not mindful of what expectation is growing in me. I am not mindful. And that expectation is my motivation. Unmotivated activity is not possible. What is karma yoga, dear? By contrast, you come to the shrine. Puja. One is karma, the other is puja in Sanskrit. Work and worship. What is the difference? Let us analyze. I come to a place known as a shrine or a temple. First thing I do is I bow down, or I have a cross, or I pray with folded hands. Some physical expression of my humility and my surrendering at the feet of the divine. Physical activity is involved. Emotionally, I pray to God, O Lord God of the universe, be kind to me, be compassionate to me, please fulfill my desires, and so on and so forth. Emotional involvement, as it is in karma, both are the same. Then I am rationally involved. How rationally? This is a picture. It is canvas, will colored, oil painting, and etc., etc. It is a picture. It's a material, a matter. But I use my rationality saying this is a symbol symbolizing Lord God of the universe. Rationally I am involved. Physically, emotionally, rationally, egoistically, I am worshipping. What is the distinction? What is the differentiation? The distinction and differentiation is I am all the time aware of the presence of God. The symbol that is being symbolized by the space, the place, the pictures, and the ambience and everything, I am aware of God. And that Lord God of universe is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. There's not a speck of space, not an iota of time, or not a single thought that he does not know or he is not. That is what he is. So what I do, I am now being told, convert your karma bhoga into karma yoga. That my whole life's activity is perfectly, thoroughly, correctly, excellently done. Sorry. I am a pursuer of perfection. I am a pursuer of excellence. Whatever I do, sweeping the floor, mopping the floor, wiping the toilets, as a janitor, as a nurse, as a teacher, as an administrator, as an accountant, whatever it may be. My life is an unending flow of activity. I keep a watch. I do it perfectly, thoroughly, correctly, excellently. And I say, I expect nothing, O dear Lord. This is my offering to you. I am converting the flow of work of my life into a flow of worship in my life. Try to understand it in modern language. Now, what is happening? I am constantly aware presence of God in me and around. The whole universe is a manifestation of the divine, and I, through my activity, is interacting with the awareness of presence of the divine, and my activity is thorough, correct, perfect, excellent, and I offer it to him. He is the soul of my life. He is the sonam bonum of my life. He is the pole star of my life. He is all in my life, and I live for thee. My whole life is dedicated to that. This is how karma bhoga and karma yoga has to be understood. Now, Sri Krishna says, Ubho nishreyasha karo. Ubho means both of them are nishreyasha kara. They lead to the same goal. What is the goal? Moksha, mukti, liberation, realization, freedom, emancipation. Can Swamiji explain that? Go through Swamiji's literature. Psychologically, he takes help of Yoga Sutras, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. And he explains to you very clearly through the help of an English idiom. In English language, there is idiom, what you think, so you become. What does it mean? You're thinking. You identify yourself with your thought and you become one with your thinking. What you think, so you become. That is why in our childhood we were said, speak no evil, see no evil, say no evil, be away from evil. You will be good. Don't think of evil, you will be good. So now what happens? Let us look at ourselves psychologically. Psychologically, dear, our personality, our chitta is compared to a fluid, just like water. Water is tasteless, shapeless, colorless, odorless liquid, transparent liquid. You put it in a bowl, it takes the shape of a bowl. That same water, you put it in a glass, it takes the shape of a glass. That is, it has no shape of its own, but takes the shape of the container in which it is contained. Similarly, our chitta, our mind stuff, our personality, storehouse of all our samskara, is just like water. And ideas, the vrittis, are the containers. If you have a vritti, a modulation of chitta, which is sukha, joyous, you feel, say, I am happy. You have identified yourself with that concept of happiness idea. And you say, I am happy. You have identified yourself with that. What you think, so you become. So, in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is said that yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. That is, yoga in the ultimate essence, as a conclusion, is samadhi avastha, where formation of modulation of your mind, vritti, has been totally under your control. In a pool backyard of your home, it is absolutely filtered clear, absolutely crystal clear. And there is no wind to create any ripple on the top. What do you find? The mosaic work at the bottom, 2 meters below, is coming up to your eye undisturbed. What is at the bottom comes up because the water is crystal clear and there are no ripples to reflect the outside on the water. Nirvritti is that position. Now, that is very difficult because vritti has been one of my mainstays of life. For ages together, lives together. So he says, vritti sarupyam itaratra. Until unless you have controlled your vritti formation, then tada drashtu sarupe avasthanam. Then you know your true original nature, nitta, suddha, buddha, mukta, svabhavavan, atma. Satchidananda Swarup Atma. It has come up from the deep within your being to your surface of knowing it, experiencing it. Apart from that, what happens? Drishti Sarupyam Itaratra. Apart from what happens is Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. Apart from that position of samadhi, every moment of life, you are identifying yourself with your vritti. I am happy, I am miserable, I am annoyed, I am angry, I am disgusted, I am disappointed. Carry on. I am. Away from what your true original nature is. I am the Atman, the Brahman. That is not coming up. I am this, I am this, I am this, I am this, I am. Flows. How do we do that? In tertiary education, from the kindergarten, you slowly and slowly and slowly grow up to a world-famous research scholar. In tertiary education. In spiritual education also, you must go slowly, increasing your capacity to get rid of the hold of your vrittis on you. Be very careful to understand that. I must develop that capacity that vrittis should not have a hold on me. How do you do that? By something which is very positive, not negative. So now I try to raise a vritti. My Lord God of universe, my Ishtadeva is everywhere. There is not a speck of space where he is not. There is not a iota of time where he is not. He is changeless, immutable, therefore he is absolute, the reality behind this appearance, name, form, quality, utilitarian value. My Ishtadev is that. And I am now educating myself to fill up my chitta with the awareness of presence of the divine in me and in the whole world. And I carry on with the flow of my life. I am converting my karma bhoga into karma yoga. That is what I am doing. And by way of an example which will clarify it straight away, you have a glass full of water, pure crystal clear water, colorless, odorless, shapeless, etc., etc., etc. Now what do? You put crystals of sugar in the water and you keep on churning it. To your surprise, you find the crystals have disappeared. And your teacher, the demonstrator of ordinary chemistry class in preliminary school, you say, taste that water. Sir, it is sweet. What has happened? Water has absorbed the sugar, and the sweetness of the sugar has saturated the whole water. And the tasteless water has become sweet water. How? By crystals of sugar being dissolved into it. This is the example. Let us go to the exemplification. What is the example being applied to? Our mind is like water. It creates vrittis. And you identify yourself with the vrittis. Vrittisarupyam nitaratra. And that's why you keep on swinging around through very mood swings. Now what are you doing? Awareness of presence of the divine is paramount in your life. Every moment of your life, your mantra is the symbol of awareness of the divine in you all the time. You repeat it rhythmically, and In between the two repetitions, give yourself a little time. Tat japaha tadartha bhavanam. What is that artha bhavanam? He is everywhere, he is in me, and I am in him. I am in him, who is everywhere. You are sweetening the water by vritti, the thought processes. He is in me and I am with him. This is the vritti. And as soon as you raise that vritti, you say, I am in him. Slowly and slowly, it saturates that chitta. And there is a situation when your teacher says, the crystals will not melt anymore. You put it on a Bunsen burner, on a heater, and you will find it is melting away again, and it's boiling. And even after boiling, you find the crystals are not melting. He says, leave a piece of string in the water, go home, come and see tomorrow. Next morning you will come and find the crystals are sticking on the thread and your pure crystal sugar. Jnani Vijnani. First, you saturate yourself and then you super saturate yourself. That is a technical chemical word, super saturation, under high temperature and pressure. This is the secret of karma yoga. Now, a time will come when your personality will not only be saturated, will be super saturated by your tapasya. And you will experience within yourself, I am Atma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. Karma Yoga Nishraya Shakara. The procedure is that oneness of the whole cosmos is nothing else but the manifestation of the divine, is Jnana Marga. I love him with my whole heart is Bhakti Marga. And I discipline my mind not to go astray is Yoga Marga. All of them are independent and direct means to realization. But to explain to you, Acharya Shankara says, let me quote and end it for the day. Acharya Shankara says, Ishvara Arpana Buddhya. Buddhi, your intellectual conviction is, I am doing everything as a karma yogi, Ishvara Arpana. I am offering it to my divine Lord. With this attitude, Ishvara Arpana Buddhya, Kriyamane Karmani. When you do the performance of your life, your ordinary flow of life, your ordinary flow of life, you have now converted into Ishvara Arpana Buddhya Kriyamane Karmani Satta Suddhija Jnana Praptir Yogyata Bhavati. What happens? Your chitta is becoming suddhita, suddha, chitta suddhija. It is the cause of your purification of your chitta, which is full of dirt and muck. It throws it away. And you become worthy of total absorption, super saturation. So to explain to you, he puts a step in between. for your understanding. But psychologically, there cannot be any step, because if there is a point of time involved, anything happen in that point of time. It is the same, obverse and reverse of the same coin. And what is karma sannyasa? With your mental discipline, you keep a watch on your mind, you throw away that habit of expectation from your mind once for all. Karma sannyasa, karma yoga are the same. Here, the expectation is being converted into a worshipfulness of the divine. And here, the expectation is forcefully thrown out of you. And that is why he would say later on, between the two Arjuna, karma sannyasat, karma yoga vishishyate. Less risky, less troublesome, less obstacles in this path. In that path, there's a very big chance of self-deception. Here you are your own judge. If you are elated, you know your expectation has been satisfied. That is why you are elated. That is why you are happy. Here, every moment you can sit on judgment on yourself and find out for yourself how right you are or how wrong you are. But to think I've got rid of my expectation, I've got rid of my expectation. I go in the hills and the forest and this and this and this. But all that is jumbled up within you. You are not throwing them out. This is what is the secret of the 5th chapter, which you will have to understand in great depth. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you enough. I'm sorry I took away a little more time of yours. God bless you all. Thank you.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.